Have you ever noticed how the classic life script is changing? For generations, the paths seemed pretty clear. Finish school, get married, buy a house, have kids. But today, more and more people are intentionally choosing a different route, one focused on independence rather than marriage and parenthood. This isn't just a trend, it's a profound psychological shift worth exploring. So, why are so many people opting for a life of autonomy? Let's dive into the psychology behind this choice. First, let's be clear. This isn't about judging traditional life paths. Marriage and raising a family bring immense joy and fulfillment to countless people. But what we're seeing is a growing recognition that this is the only way to live a happy and meaningful life. The rise of individualism, economic changes, and evolving social norms have opened up new possibilities. People are realizing they have a choice, and many are choosing themselves first. At the core of this decision is the fundamental psychological need for autonomy. Autonomy is our innate desire to have control over our own lives, actions, and decisions. When you choose a life of independence, you're essentially maximizing your personal autonomy. You have complete control over your time, your finances, your energy, and your space. Imagine waking up on a Saturday with no obligations to anyone but yourself. You can spend the day hiking, reading, working on a passion project, or doing absolutely nothing. This level of freedom is incredibly empowering. For many, this control isn't just about convenience. It's a form of emotional security. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, having a life that you've built entirely on your own terms can be a powerful anchor. You are your own safety net. You're not depending on a partner for financial stability or emotional validation. This self-reliance builds a deep sense of resilience and inner strength. It creates a stable foundation from which you can navigate life's challenges without the added complexity and compromise that relationships and family life inevitably bring. This leads us to another key psychological driver: identity and self-actualization. Think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the very top is self-actualization, the desire to become the most that one can be. For some, the path to self-actualization lies in personal growth, career ambitions, creative pursuits, or spiritual exploration. A life without the commitments of a spouse or children provides the time and mental space to dive deep into these areas. Your identity isn't defined by your role as a husband, wife, or parent. Instead, it's forged through your experiences, your achievements, and your personal evolution. This doesn't mean people and families can't self-actualize. Of course they can. But for those who choose independence, the journey is often more direct and self-focused. They find meaning in mastering a skill, building a business, traveling the world, or contributing to a cause they're passionate about. Their legacy isn't necessarily their children, but the impact they make and the person they become. Now, it's crucial to distinguish between a conscious choice for independence and a decision rooted in fear or avoidance. Some people may avoid relationships due to past trauma, fear of intimacy, or fear of commitment. That's a different psychological conversation, often involving healing and personal work. What we're talking about here is a conscious, positive choice. It's the person who says, I could be a great partner and parent, but I choose to dedicate my life's energy elsewhere because that what feels most authentic to me. It's a decision made from a place of clarity and self-awareness, not from a place of fear. It's about knowing yourself well enough to understand what truly brings you fulfillment. Of course, choosing a path that goes against the grain comes with its own set of challenges, particularly social pressure. Friends, family, and even strangers might question your choices. You might hear things like, you'll change your mind, or aren't you lonely, or who will take care of you when you're old. Navigating this judgment requires a strong sense of self and mental resilience. It means being so secure in your decision that external opinions don't shake you. This is where living in alignment with your personal values becomes your superpower. When you are deeply connected to your why, the reasons you chose this path, the external noise fades into the background. You find your tribe, people who understand and respect your life, whether they've made the same choices or not. You learn that loneliness and being alone are not the same thing. You can be surrounded by people in a family and feel profoundly lonely, or you can be alone and feel deeply connected and content. True fulfillment comes from honoring your inner truth, regardless of social expectations. It's also important to maintain a balanced perspective. The path of independence isn't inherently better or worse than the path of marriage and parenthood. It's just different. One person's dream life is another's nightmare. Someone might find ultimate joy in the laughter of their children and the companionship of a lifelong partner. Another might find that same level of joy in the quiet solitude of their own home, the thrill of a spontaneous trip, or the satisfaction of building something from scratch. Neither choice is superior. The goal isn't to say one is right and one is wrong, but to expand our definition of a good life. A successful life is one that is lived with intention. It's about consciously choosing your path rather than defaulting to the one society laid out for you. Whether that path involves a partner and kids or a life of solo adventure, what matters is that it's a deliberate choice that aligns with your deepest self. So what does this all mean for us? It means we are living in a time of incredible freedom. The real psychological breakthrough is the growing acceptance that there are many different blueprints for happiness. The ultimate goal is to live intentionally. Take the time to understand your own needs, desires, and values. Are you driven by a need for connection and family, or by a need for autonomy and self-exploration? There's no wrong answer. The most important thing is that you are the one who answers the question. Thank you so much for watching. If this conversation resonated with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on living an intentional life. See you in the next one.